Hello everybody, in this video we are going to take a look at how to create a mastery tracker. Students are going to be able to track the things that they have mastered, the things they may need more help with, and the things they're really struggling with. Plus, students are only going to be able to see their own tracker. The best part is, though, teachers will be able to look at all of this in one Google Sheet. So, let's take a look at how to do this. Alright, so here is our example. So let's take a look. And here is the mastery tracker here. And as you can see, there is a section for struggling, progressing, and mastered. And essentially, students are going to be checkboxing which one applies to each one of these different content standards or learning targets. And on this first tab, we just have some directions. And it tells them to go into the little 3 lines over there and pick their name. And then they go back into their sheet and they just checkbox each one that applies. When they're done, all they have to do is go down to their tab at the bottom, click on the little arrow and say hide sheet. That kind of keeps things a little bit more anonymous, so different students can't go and look at each other's mastery tracker. So when things are hidden, only that student and the teacher can go and look at it. One thing to keep note, when you are going to share this out with your students, you have to allow edit access. We'll talk more about this a little bit later in the video. Now let's take a look at the same idea here from the student perspective. So when a student comes in, they'll only see the directions page because the other tabs are hidden. And following the directions, they'll go to those little 3 lines at the bottom and they'll choose their name. And then they'll fill out their checkboxes that apply to them. Notice what happens if they try to go to somebody else's tab. This is Andrew here. He can only go into his own. He can't open up Betty's. And we'll jump into Betty's mastery tracker here. And again, it's all the same actual document, but it's just so protected and locked down. And since we didn't unhide Andrews, or I'm sorry, rehide Andrews, Betty can still see Andrews since it's not hidden, but she's not able to edit it. That's why it's good to hide things afterwards, so students aren't able to see each other's. But of course, Betty can unhide her own and make her changes, and then rehide her own. Notice she cannot hide Andrews. She can neither hide nor unhide another student's. So essentially what we have to do is make a duplicate of each one of these templates for each one of our students. And of course we can just put in their name. In this case we'll make one for Chris here. And then we'll click on that little arrow at the bottom and we're going to say protect sheet. And we'll set our permissions. And in the big box at the bottom, we'll put the student's email. That's why I like to say have a list of all your students' emails kind of at the ready so you can just copy and paste. That'll save you some time. So essentially we just do that for each one of our students. That locks it down so only that student and you can see their sheet and edit their sheet. And here we are from Betty's view again. And because we're in Betty's view and we did not unhide Chris's sheet, we can see it, but we cannot hide it unless we are on the teacher side like this. Alright, so then once you have all your sheets made, we'll just want to go through and hide each one before we send them on out. So each sheet is hidden. And then again, we can share it out via a shareable link. Again, we want to leave it on edit access. Or of course, if you're a Google Classroom user, that would actually be a better option. We can post it in Google Classroom to get to your students. Best thing to do is just create an ungraded assignment. So here's my mastery tracker, and I'll go ahead and make it ungraded. And I'll attach in the mastery tracker file. And again, we want to leave it on edit access. Normally we don't do that. in most cases, but in this case we do. And we'll go ahead and assign it. So now, this is what a student will see for the whole thing here. So here I am as Andrew, one of my students. He goes into our Google Classroom, into the Classwork tab, and he goes and finds the Mastery Tracker. He opens it up, and he sees all those directions there. And then reading the directions, he'll see, oh, I have to go and open up my sheet with those little lines at the bottom. He clicks on his own name, and up comes his sheet. And then he'll do all of his checkboxes for all his different I can statements or learning targets, etc. And then once he's done, he just hides the sheet. Notice if he tries to open Betty's, it can't open because he doesn't have access to that sheet. So a couple of things to summarize. One, we want to create a sheet named your first student. So in my case, it was Andrew. And then we'll want to have all of those I can statements and learning goals, etc. Then we'll protect the sheet, so only you, the teacher, and that student can edit. And then you're just going to repeat for each one of your students. Then you'll just hide that sheet, each one of those sheets rather, so the only thing that you see is your directions. Then you'll share it out with all of your students with edit access through Google Classroom or just a shareable link. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Thanks so much for watching.